Man gets on the wrong bus, let the story commence. Craig meant to get on that bus, but instead got on this bus. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but that bus was going to London and that bus was going to Edinburgh. He got the bus midnight for Buchanan bus station. Megabus. One was going to Edinburgh, one was going to London. He was knackered. This is Craig, by the way, guys, called Craig. He got on, the driver was knackered. Craig went like that, with a ticket. Driver went like that. And he went, I'm knackered, and he went to sleep right away. He thought, get to sleep as soon as you fucking can, because this place is going to be humming of farts and all the rest of it. Just get to sleep and try and sleep through it. When he woke up, he was on the motorway. He's like, right, bit fucking bright. I mean, how long does it take to drive from Glasgow to Edinburgh? It's not about an hour. He was in Carlisle. He just looked at the window and was like, Carlisle this, Carlisle that. And he went up to the driver and he says, driver, you're going to have to stop. Going to let us off the nearest junction at a motorway exit, whatever the fuck you call it. Is this for London? I've got the wrong one. Asked somebody there. And the driver went, sit down, mate. I'm on the wrong coach. Sit down, you're distracting me. I'll end up fucking crashing. Now sit down. And Craig said, I know, but and the driver deliberately went like that. Left, right, you know, like with the steering wheel. You know, just to sort of make it wobble a bit. Sit down! Look at your den! And everybody went like, oh! And then Craig got the blame. You know, as if he put his horn on the driver's fucking shoulder and went, oh, you got to let us off. Which he didn't. But it made everybody, like, have a go at him. They were like, oh. And Craig went, oh, fuck. Sit down! Sit down, mate. You nearly made the driver crash. No, I didn't. He did that. Sit down. I sit down. Sit down! Sit down. So Craig went and sat down. And then somebody came out the toilet, which was stinking, and farted on his head. Like, you know the way lads do when they go on holiday? Somebody came out the toilet and, like, leaned, like, as if he was sort of squeezing by, like, excuse me. Craig was sitting down, as if he's going like, excuse me. And, like, leaned there as if he was going to pick something up for the seat across the aisle. So his arse was sort of facing Craig, but he actually pressed his arse against Craig and went like that, right against Craig's cheek. And he felt the heat of it. Some it went in his nose, some it went in his mouth, because he was like this. And Craig went mental. He went mental. You would, wouldn't you? You'd just be like that. Oh, all bets are off. Fuck it. And Craig made a decision in his head, and he just went like that. Right. See, for the next 5 minutes, the next 5 minutes doesn't count. The next 5 minutes is like Grand Theft Auto. As far as I'm concerned, it's not real. Or if it is, I don't care. If somebody says I'm a bad person, he just snapped. You know what the things that hold you in place? They were removed. All the things that get you to stop and no do the things that you shouldn't do. Having a conscience. The fear of punishment. The fear of social ostracization. And like I said, conscience, just basically no want to do it. All at once, for all different angles, got toned down. And he knew it was coming. And he just went like that. Right, listen, to himself. Next 5 minutes, let's just go a wee bit wild here, because if at least they're in a structured and planned way right now, there's less chance to get out of my system. There's less chance it's just sort of happening by surprise somewhere else where it might be worse. Do you know what I mean? If I have just a wee, um, if I don't know, like a controlled explosion, like a controlled explosion, you're just going to let the bomb go off whenever the bomb goes off, or you're going to go in with another wee bomb and bomb that bomb at a time that is safe. So Craig went like, right, next 5 minutes don't count. So the first thing he did, because Craig, it was dead clear. It was dead clear. What clouds your judgment and things like this is the whole, how do I get revenge or how do I get justice here whilst remaining within, whilst being socially decent. You know, what's the rules? You know, it takes up a lot of your brain power to work out what's the rules of engagement here. But see, when you don't give a fuck, everything's clear. Crystal clear. Like if you went camping or something, you woke up and you stepped out your tent, that fresh, clear air. There's no kind of, am I going to do this? Is there going to be some people going, right, I know you're pissed off, but that's crossing the line? No, he didn't care. So there's none of that kind of, there's nothing holding him up. Nothing, there's no red tape. There was no bureaucracy going on in his head. No fucking red tape. And, but before you do that, you're going to have to sign this, and you're going to have to make sure the health and safety, that's filled in. It was all gone. No rules. So the first thing he did, clear as crystal, went up to the driver and went like that, punched him, and then pulled the steering wheel to the side. That crashed him. As it was crashing, Craig quickly looped his arm around the driver's seatbelt, like that. Like that, fucking nearly took his arm off, but like that, cool. And then looked about to see, like, lots of people had smashed their face off the seat in front. A few people's heads went through the window. A few people lying in the aisle and all that, teeth all fucked and all that. He started stamping on a few people who looked like they were kind of, they would maybe get up in a few minutes. He started stamping on their heads and on their faces. The guy who farted, he was semi-conscious. He thought, I'm going to leave him till later. Started punching every cunt, kicking every cunt, taking a bit of broken glass for the window, ripping a few cunts. There was a guy lying there that's obviously fucking, like, dead or dying, out the game, unconscious, and he fucking ripped his face. No reason, the guy didn't even react. He was just like that. Like on an operating table. Like on an operating table. Just like that, like plastic surgery or something, just... like that. Punched a few cunts, few people did a runner. One guy started crawling out the window. Like, Craig shoved his head down against the broken glass of the window. Like that. Pushed it down. Pushed it down until his head came off. And then Craig went, right, what was I doing again? Craig went, what was it? What was I thinking? There was the one. There was two, in fact. The driver and some cunt else. fuck me, it was right at the tip of my tongue. The guy who farted on me. That's what it was. That's what it was. So he went to the guy who farted on him, who was just getting up like. Craig went like, here. Keys a wee second. And Craig took air every body, and took a bit of glass and emptied out, like ripped him up the arse, and emptied the whatever was inside shite or forming shite, preformed shite like that, rip open onto his face, and then chuck the body out the coach. Next person, like that, rip whatever was inside the guts, either shite waiting to come out or semi-formed shite. Like that. The guy was drowning. He was like, whoa! It was like waterboarding. It was like that thickness of shite. It was like being under quicksand. You got no chance. Some shites were hard, some were diarrhea. So it was like a mix of stuff. It was like, if you imagine ice cream, kind of chocolate ice cream with chunky bits in it, bits of caramel and bits of like cookies, Oreo. So it's sort of melting, and it had bits are a bit harder than others, different colours. Some are kind of light brown, dark brown, different people who were eating different things the night before. Some people were ill. Some people actually had diarrhea. Some people were ill. There was one particular kind of soft sort of shite that really surprised Craig. It was actually really pale, quite pale, sickly, like the colour of tea that's too milky. Too milky. You just know when you drink it, you're going to hardly taste any tea, and it's going to be too cold because of the amount of milk that's been put in. It was like that. What was up with that? He was trying to identify. I was like, who was that? Who was that? Anyway, the guy drowned in that shite, and then Craig went up to the driver. Driver was conscious, but he was just stunned. He was like that. So there might have been some sort of brain damage here. Guy was like that. Or it could have just been shock. He could have been looking in the mirror. He could have seen everything that Craig done, and he was looking in the kind of, the rear mirror. When he could have just been like in shock, psychologically. No physically, but psychologically. Or he could have been faking it. He could have been faking it and then waiting for the moment to fucking run. And Craig said to him, he said, do you want me to, do you think you can go on after this? Do you think you can go on after this? Or do you want me to just sort of put you out your misery? And the guy didn't reply, so Craig just took the seatbelt, unbuckled it, got a bit more slack, and wrapped it around his neck, like that, and just went like that. Like that. Is that you, mate? The guy was like that. Craig. The whole thing was filmed CCTV with the cameras on the bus. And wait, you hear this. See, because the crime was so severe, the judge said, and you're not going to fucking, this is typical. The judge said, no one of sound mind could have committed that crime. Therefore, it would not be right to give him a custodial sentence. Can you fucking believe that? It's like the judge was saying, see if you're going to kill some people, make it fucking the most horrific sort of way you can, because then you'll get away with it. Then you'll get away with it. You know, if you're going to do it, don't hold back. You know, you may as well fucking go. You may as well fucking go for it. No custodial sentence for Craig. And you know what they did? They said he's just maybe a bit done. He's maybe a wee bit done in the dumps. You know what they gave him to fucking cheer him up? Fucking PS5. He's sitting there right now. They say, oh, he's under house arrest and he's got a tag and all that. I saw him fucking walking about. I saw him in fucking Glasgow Green. I saw him in fucking Loch Lomond. What's the radius he's not allowed to leave? Because I've seen this cunt fucking everywhere. I saw him in Millport, I saw him in Largs. He's through at the Fringe. I saw him at that Ray Harryhausen fucking thing as well. He wasn't at it, he was at the building, he was going to the other gallery. Nobody's going to do it because they don't want to set him off. They're just like that, everybody's tiptoeing around him. PS5. PS5. And apparently he's going to be one of the first people getting the Elden Ring. Otherwise he says he's going to do it again. Fucking unbelievable. I'm not into the death penalty. I don't agree with the death penalty. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I don't know, just for some people, I'm not into the death penalty, but just see some people really just take a fucking piss. The end. Thanks, everybody. That's a true story. That's a true story there. How do you know? Asked Johnny Schlug. The CCTV I was in charge of. A couple of months ago, I was doing I was asked to do a bit of work. Somebody got in touch with us and said, "See your improv stories you do. You seem like a bit of a sick cunt. Some of the stuff you come away with." And I said, well, it takes all types of people to make the world and all that. People are wired in different ways. And they said, that's exactly what I was going to say. We need different people with different mindsets to do different types of work in life, don't we? Like people who work in an undertakers or a frogman, you know, having to like go into the water and, you know, find bodies. Certain people can do that type of work and certain people can't. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be right to put a sensitive person in that sort of line of work because it would be really harrowing for them. Do you know what I mean? And I said, I've said that before myself. What's this all about? And they said, we'd like you to examine some CCTV footage of something that happened on a bus. It was an incident. Pretty gruesome. Would you be up for it? And I said, aye, right. So I was in charge of looking at the CCTV and telling people what happened in a kind of palatable, more palatable, well, giving them a more palatable version rather than the whole. I gave you exactly what happened, but in court, I just said, he did some pretty bad things there. There was defecation, you know, words like that. Would you call it? What's that word again for desecrating bodies, things like that? That's a shake Depeche Mode. I don't like this. I don't like this. Got it as a present. I don't like this. Don't like the album. Don't like that era. So I watched the whole lot. Watched the whole lot. Hope none of this is against TOS, by the way. It's the sexual stuff they go after, isn't it?